Today is the day the Jeep loses its engine. And Dad's already started. We have a gazebo, so we have to get this bonnet off. And we have to get this thing out. We have to pull heads off first, front of the motor probably, start ripping some stuff out of this thing. Progress is happening, bonnet is off and on the roof. Just getting all the bits and pieces out of the way so that we can get the heads out. Oh, it's definitely dry. That's the main connection for the ECU, I think. Or main harness connection.
Yeah,
I reckon that one's got an issue.
yeah. Yeah, the bush rods are bent.
Oh, that one's bad. Hang on, Dashy.
Yeah, the bush rods are bent.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Yep. Oh, that one's bad too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a bent push rod.
Yeah. Oh, you can see it. It's badly bent.
Push rods have taken all the grunt of the problem.
Oh, well, that's better than valves hanging out of this side. I'll take that.
It's definitely out.
Yep. There's plenty of wires. Come forwards, I think. Yep, just that last bit. Yep. Okay. Yep, same sort of story over here. Got another bent rod.
Yeah, you have to. That'd have
Yep,
to.
that cylinder there.
That one?
Yep.
Yeah, you're better off to put a screwdriver under that man and let it go.
Yeah, release the pressure, you reckon?
You just stand back here a little bit. Yeah, that one's really bent.
This is very bent. Try the front one. That one's properly bent.
Yeah. That's alright.
That's alright. Get the heads off, I guess. The rocket gear out. Look at this little fella. Look at him. Double bent. That's a solid effort. That is what you call a sudden stop. Where are we? 1, 2, 3. You go in there. Wow, that's impressive. Intake and exhaust bent. What about this one? Bent. Where's his friend? Mildly bent. Oh, I think mildly bent there. Straight. Where are we? Am I doing the rear cylinder? I am doing the rear cylinder. No, I'm doing that one goes there. This one here. Not straight. Wow. That's a pretty cool damage. Straight. Woo, they're not even that heavy. Head one's off. And it's bad. That's not meant to be there. Like, it's not meant to be there at all. Oh, it's been eating it too. Let's have a look at the head. What have we got? What have we got? Yeah, that's not good. That's why they wouldn't return properly. Wow, everything's... Even they're still held open when they're not meant to be. Yep, that's bad. Oh well. Don't know, that tells you why it was not running properly. Or at all.
Really good.
Yeah, I got a funny feeling it's got nothing to do with lifters. I'm going to pull good sets of lifters out.
Oh, that's like plastic. Perfect. That's so perfect. Perfect.
They still roll okay? Absolutely perfect. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Nah, that's no issues.
Timing chain broke.
Pretty sure that one was wedged in top of the block too. Yeah.
Oh, it's turned upside down and put a hole in it.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful little hole in the piston. This valve fits in here. That's pretty cool. I'll go that way. Hope that hasn't scored the ball.
I think it's alright.
It feels alright. It feels okay. You might have just gotten that lucky, eh?
I think
Halftime recap. We have both cylinder heads out of the engine bay, and I've just degreased everything underneath it. And we got the it's going to make some room for us. I just hosed it all down because we made a bit of a mess. So, cylinders look good. We have a hole in a piston. That's pretty noteworthy. And you can see where all the valves have stamped all the pistons pretty well. Check it out, Dash. I got a hole in a piston. It's not meant to be there. And if we come back down here, all the stuff here, I'll have to catalogue all this when we're done. We've got, basically we had nearly all bent push rods. These valves are all busted. That doesn't look good. If we come over to this head, well, it's upside down. It's very much the same story on that head. So that's where we're at. We're going to wait for us to that water to dry. I'm going to have some lunch. We'll move on to pulling the block out. We are close to removal. Very close. To get to the torque converter bolts, this piece here has to come undone, which goes up against the flywheel on the block. But to get that out, take out the drive shaft. So we got all those things out. All the lower bolts are out, all the top bolts are out, straps wrapped around. And it's time to pull this sucker out. Well, that is one Hemi sitting on the ground. We got her out. And that's about as far as I'm going to go today. It's now 5 o'clock and we're going out for dinner. So, it is out. Look, this would have been a whole lot easier if we were doing this job, you know, on a hoist. We were doing it, this is full driveway style. No mucking around here, down and dirty. So it's out in the ground, so I'm not mad about it. Anyway, this is all one giant big mess. But tomorrow we are going to pull the engine down, see what's going wrong internally in that bad boy. Start working out what we need to do a rebuild on this thing. I'd say it's going to be pretty typical stuff. New bearings. I think it'll go one size over on the pistons. And then I'm going to have to decide about the camshaft, whether we stick with the stock or, you know, the whole while we're here type scenario, we put a camshaft in it. But with these engines, well, not with these engines, but with the ECUs that run these engines, the moment you go and change anything, it's tune time. Which, tune time? Oh, tune time. Tuning time. Which is not a bad thing, because if we were going to do that, we'd do an exhaust as well, right? Because we can put high flow cats in at that stage. I feel like I'm probably going to. I've never ever been very bright, so I think we might as well keep the theme going. And why wouldn't we give it some mad cam chop while we're at it? So I'd say that's probably going to happen. We need a cam and lifters package anyway. Actually, let's have a look at those. They're right here. They were all perfectly good, right? Nothing wrong with these at all. Really good, all good. Was it this side that had? That one there, he's bad. So that is the second last rear cylinder. He is too loose, and he's totally fine. The rest of them are really nice. They just roll as they should. They're all fine. And then this guy here, which obviously is another one of the bent valves, he is stuck. He does move more than that. I've jammed him in place there at the moment. He is totally stuck there, so we're going to find out more when we get all of this apart. Anyways, that'll do. Let's check back in the morning. Yep, that's where I left it yesterday afternoon at 5 o'clock. But it's now a new day, and I have renewed enthusiasm. Actually, I had plenty of enthusiasm yesterday, so that's not even really right. It's still hot. It's a beautiful Sunshine Coast day. God, lucky we got the little cover up, because otherwise we'd be roasting. So, engine's out, as we saw, and it's right here on the ground. Now, I don't really have any room, nor do we have access to get inside at the moment, because the Jeep is blocking the skyline, and then there's another skyline out the back. So there's kind of cars everywhere. So my plan is I'm going to set up a bench inside here. Set up a bench inside of here. I will strip the engine out here and take all the parts into the bench. And then there's the big steel bench over here, which has got one of those heads on it right now. I'm going to somehow get the block in and on that bench. It is on wheels, so there's potential there to get that done too. So let's dig into this thing and find out what is up, essentially. We'll try and strip it nicely, but like I say, I'll set that bench up first. That way I can start cataloguing parts. I've still got to go through all of this. I can tell you one thing for nothing. Doing this on the driveway is a way harder deal than having a hoist. I haven't worked on the driveway in a long time. So anyway, a very backyard job, this one. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. That took pretty much all day yesterday. There's some really tricky to get 2 parts inside of there. So I'm going to go through, clean all that up, and we'll put all that in a nice safe place whilst we go through the machine part. Because, you know, it's a couple of days before Christmas. So we'll get through Christmas, and I'll get this into the machine shop in the new year and get some parts ordered and get the show on the road, get the Jeep running. So Let's go set up a bench. Alright, just got the oil out of it. Oil is in perfectly good condition. Exactly what you'd expect to see. It's really clean. Everything about this engine is really clean. But for 147,000 kilometers and good oil changes, you'd expect it to be this good. I'm going to knock the flex plate off and then we can get in. I've actually decided I'm not going to strip it out here. I've cleared some space. I can get this onto a bench straight away. So that's what we're going to do there. We're in the garage. Thank God for that. Block is resting nicely on the table, set it up on a couple of blocks of timber here so that the crankshaft can still move. Sure, feels pretty secure. Laid the rest of the gear out here, keeping in mind which side of the engine it came from. You may notice I'm missing a valve cover. Actually don't know where we put that. Anyway, another valve cover around here somewhere full of those bits. Looks the same as this one, but not. Took the rear main seal off the engine so that I don't have to worry about that once I stood it up. The cylinder heads that are sitting here on the ground, they're yet to be dealt with, but basically I'm just going to take the manifolds off. They go to a machine shop, and that is our flex plate. Anyway, first order of business I think is going to be to pull the sump off, because Dad's not currently here, and I don't know where a balancer puller is, so I don't know. I'll pull this off, I'll pull these mounts off. I'll just start taking some externals off without taking this off, because until Dad gets back, I can't do much more than that. It's probably going to be a little bit difficult to do one-handed, but I have a fully rotating engine. As in, I need the crankshaft to rotate, but I don't know if you can see inside of here, the cam is also rotating. Rotates all the way down. All the cam's rotating, the full length of the cam. That one lifter is still stuck. What if all of this has happened because this lifter here is jammed somehow and taken out the entire valve train? Wouldn't that be just a shit deal? That's interesting, isn't it? I won't know until we get more done, but it would appear that this one lifter here has failed. It's tight as in that bore. He's failed and then caused all of this following carnage. Like, you can see impressions there. Big impressions, like it's collected every valve. Is there a piston that has not? Valve impression, like all of them. And that one there is the most impressive because the valve flipped and put a hole in the darn thing. It's all because of that by the look of it, so far anyway. I was expecting a broken cam chain or something along those lines. Didn't expect the camshaft to rotate. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Anyway. Like I say, I'll strip these couple of external components until I can go rummaging through the old man's collection of stuff. He's got lots of tools. I know you'll have a puller here somewhere. Just the where is the hard part. Anyway, let's get to it. Right, let's see if we can make a mess and see what's left inside of here. Just find somewhere to pry from. Oh, baby. Jeez, that gasket's got some seal. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. Why does it feel like I've totally missed something? I know I haven't, but it feels like I have. Interesting. Oh, that's way too solid. I know I got everything. But everything from the back, everything from the front. Something is still holding that though. And I don't know what. Oh, right there. Ha! I knew there was something. Cheeky little beggar. Hey? Ha ha! Triumphant. Well, once again, everything looks really good. It's not sludgy. We have a windage tray. So the windage tray on these is the gasket. But what's really dumb, and I noticed when I was pulling the rear main, is the gasket comes up the back. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's just pinched into it. I take it back. That might not be so dumb. Looks like it's low on oil. Yeah, anyway, that's that. That's the sump. Like it's a little bit, there's lots of water in here because when we pulled all the top off, lots of water got in the engine. That's pretty normal, that happens. But no, other than that, like it's a little bit, it's not gritty or anything. It's just old oil that's in the bottom there. The oil that came out of it was really quite good. A little bit of sludge up there. Nothing major though. Gosh. Let's remove the pickup tube. Screen looks good, nothing wrong there. Inside the tube looks totally fine. Inside the oil pump is also clean and good. It's very odd that this thing had that lifter seize essentially in the bore and cause this kind of damage to snap all the valves and really mess with the valve train. It's quite bizarre. Scary thing is the cam might be okay. Anyway, let's keep going. Got him. Perfect. I got him. That'll be boot. Ha! Alright, we'll throw that on the bench and we'll move on to the timing case.
Which ones again?
All the ones around the outside, yeah, just like that. Yeah, we gotta get that water pump off. Let's see, let's throw them all. That's a long one. It's alright, we'll work out where the shorts and longs went later. Yep, in there. Perfect. That's it, make sure she's square. What's that one do? Take it off for a second. Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, you're good. I don't know what it does, but it's there. Is that all of them?
Yeah.
Now remember what I said about pry points? You want to see if you can, it shouldn't take much force, just see if you can lever upwards a little lightly on that. Not too heavy, won't take much. Either that way or the other. No, go upwards. There's a nice, pull upwards. Yep, won't take much. Okay, it seems to be taking a lot, doesn't it? Maybe we missed something. Let's go back and have another look. Alright, try that pry point again. Let's try over here. The other side went pretty easily.
Like here?
Yep.
Pull up.
Yep. Pull upwards on it. That's the ticket. Oh, there it goes. Okay, put the screwdriver down. Grab the other end of it. Just pick it up with me. That's the ticket. I got it. Put it down here. What do we got?
That is nice.
That is nice, actually. That's not even, there's nothing even wrong with anything. Chain feels really nice. Guides are in perfect condition.
I like the goldness.
And that's from the oil. The oil does that. It would normally be like a silvery steel colour.
Yeah, that looks better.
Like it's dry, because this engine hasn't run in a long time, but that is in perfect condition. I'm just struggling to understand what's actually going wrong with this thing. Like, nothing's bad here at all. Alright, well, we'll get all this off the front of the motor and we'll get the camshaft out. Hopefully this little fella here is not going to be a problem for us. That's really mint. This is getting more and more confusing, Ace. Could it really just be that this lifter here has gone bad and ruined this motor for no good reason? We may have a cause, people. I've just pulled the cam gear off and you can see where this face has had this piece of the pin dragged around it. Look at that. It's been dragged all around that face. I reckon that's what's done this. Well, look, it's hard to say. Here it is there. So this was crooked inside of here. And what's happened is it's broken, it's dragged it. Has it? So here's the question, I suppose. Has this broken and it's lost its location and therefore that is why it's lost timing? Or has this failed and that has caused this to snap? There's a great question. Interesting. I'm feeling this broke because I just don't feel like this lifter failing kills a whole engine. This is pretty catastrophic and it's all cylinders. I reckon this broke, we lost cam timing and things went south from there. But anyway, we'll keep pulling it apart, see if I can get this camshaft out. That's going to be the big test. Okay. Hopefully because the engine blocks this way, this won't be too hard to do. Or we could get stuck on that lifter immediately and cause me grief. Oh, that's not what I had. I'm trying to rotate it past wherever that is. No, that lifter needs to come out of wherever it is right now. That lifter's gonna be an issue. See if I can get it out. I was hoping it could go inwards, but I don't think it can. What's it look like in there? Where's my torch? Lost my torch. We're back with the torch. Is this a case of, can we punch it inwards? Not punch it inwards, like, will it go inwards to get out of its way? Oh, there's not a lot of room in there. Well, I would say it's possible. We can get it out through the back here. I'm going to try, I won't force it too much because I don't want to ruin the lifter ball. I'm going to try and just get it to come this way a little bit. Interesting. Okay, I've already got two out. I'll bring it back around, I'll get the next two. I've numbered all of the pistons into the center line of the crank, and all I'm going to do, they're a fractured rod, so I just want, where this flat shows itself to me, I'm going to put some dots on them, like that. And like that. Now, we've taken 1 and 2, so therefore this must be 3 and 4. So the top side 1, 3, yep. So therefore 3 and 4. So I need my number punches. 1, 3 and 4. 3, is that 3? So, right here. 3, is that right? That way. You gotta remember it's backwards, right? That was crap. No, that was crap. Why can't I get that to go square? That's a lot of crappy 3s. Try right here. That's better, that's a proper 3. And we want 4. Well, let's just take 3 out. That way I don't have to rummage through those for the next second. Come on, little fella. That's it. It's very interesting. I've already taken 2 pistons out and they were in amazing condition. So I'm expecting to find everything in amazing condition, and it would just be a crying shame, but I think it's going to be the reality that this engine purely failed because of a lifter issue, which is madness because they're such a beautifully built motor. They should run for a very, very long time without any issues. Timing chain was perfect, timing set was perfect. The bearing shell behind. Okay. We'll be careful of that. That doesn't normally happen. Come here, little guy. Look, even look at this. Oh no, this one we've got bad wear. Oh, that's more interesting. The other one's really good. That one has quite bad wear on it. Okay, okay. Plot thickens. Hey, you throw a piston on the floor. That came way too easy. Oh. Lucky where we're going, he's not coming. Anyway, not too bad on the wear. That's your thrust side. And that's obviously the other side, which is really nice. Like, everything's really nice. Big rods, floating pins. They're a flat top design. They're a nice setup. Just, yeah, that's some pretty hardcore. That's got, oh, that's the back side. Well, that doesn't look right. It's because that's the one we just took off. So it kind of took itself off. Yeah, that is interesting, isn't it? I'm going to put it all back together for now. Just keep it all together, because we don't want to lose any of it. Like I say, I put the dots on here because you'll immediately forget which way it goes. And with these fractured ones, you cannot get that wrong. They only go one way. Alright, we'll keep punching pistons out and see what we get. Just got number 7 out over here. You'll see it's very tight. See, it's like the piston doesn't flop. If you grab one of the other ones, they're super floppy because they're floating wrist pin. Whereas this piston is not. So that's interesting. That shouldn't be tight. Number 7. Anyway, last one. Let's get number 8 out. See if I can't redeem myself and not shoot it across the floor. In my defence, Ace, the cameraman here, was the guy who was catching it.
But you didn't tell me to.
Oh no, I just shot it too far out, didn't I? It's alright, I won't hurt it. It's already hurt. That little fella out. Ready? He's coming your way.
Yep.
You got him? There you go. Well, that was much more delicate. Pass him here. Oh, going round. Now I'll put dots on everything. So I've got a dot there and a dot there. Line the dots up. Now fractured rods go back together beautifully. Alright, we'll lay it down on the flat. I'm going to try and pull this big old crankshaft out. Then I've got to try and work out how I'm going to get this lifter out of its bore, because right now that's causing me a lot of grief. It will not come out. I don't want to force it and damage the lifter ball. So I'm hoping I find some other way of getting it out. I've got no answers to that question right now. There's still a dilemma I got. Anyway, let's go on with that. Oh. It's tight, but if I don't do this, it rips the motor off the bench. Hopefully Dad's got this big bar. My ratchet was definitely not up to this task. We'll go over these. Haha! Yeah! Conquers all. I don't think I've ever stretched my leg out that long before. And weirdly enough, I can feel it burning at the same time. Let's rip that nut off and get that last one. And they'll all come easily. No, that's not possible. Oh! Yep, that was the limit of the leg. And that's now stuck. Why? Am I meant to get you off? It's like the world's deepest deep socket. Okay, here's spinner. Nope. Yes. Okay. I'm going to do something dodgy. Look away, people. Nope, not that one. Oh, definitely look away. Sick. That'll do us. Right, let's enter our face. This is odd and noteworthy. I've just undone this and it's full of greasy shit. Look at that. That's weird. It's on the rearmost cap. You right there, Ace? Got him up. Oh, the frontmost cap too. What's this one got? Has that got some shit on it too? I've never seen that in an engine before. That one's alright. Yeah, that one. Look at that. That's covered in gunk. You take the camera for a second, buddy. We'll pull this one cap and see what we got, eh? Just pull one cap, right? Come on, little guy. Okay. He does not want to come easily. There we go. It's not bad. It's only one cap. It's not great, but it's not bad either. Yeah, the crank probably will need a turn. It might get away with the lineage, but I think it'll need a turn. Interesting. Very interesting. You can feel it's ever so slightly grainy under your fingernail, which is the same on the big ends. Alright, look at them all apart. Right, all caps are out, thrust bearings are out. As you imagine, the thrust bearings are totally fine. Thrust bearings never really do have much going on. Bearings aren't great. Just pulled the bottom of the shells out. I am kind of dead in the water here a little bit though, because I can pull out the oil squirters, that's fine. But I didn't, this is a big bar here, it's a big block, which means I can't get any further than that. And I've got a dirty camera, hang on. I That's better. Which means I can't get to that dead lifter, which is a problem. It's that fellow there, which is right down there. I'm going to get a torch and do some investigations. See what I can do, but he has to go back out the way he came, essentially. The cam's on the bench. So it's going to take me a minute to explain what's going wrong and what's going on here. This lobe here is absolutely beaten to hell. That's the one that was, where are we? See how rough that is. But this, the edge of the bearing here for the camshaft was being eaten out by this lifter. I'll see if we can get in here and have a look at that. The lifter's still in here. Where are we? Can we see the edge of the lifter? Where are we? There. Can we get that? He's in there. Where are we? Oh, this will be interesting, won't it? See him in there? I just bashed him into about that position. Now, he's all eaten up and mushroomed. He doesn't actually come out. And if you have a look in here, to get the right angle of this, that's a cam bearing loose in there. The edge of that cam bearing is all eaten up from the lifter. And I had to knock that cam bearing out to get the camshaft out. Thankfully, a little bit of a pry bar on the top of it and just popped the top out of popped it out of its retainer. And it's far enough back that your last journal is always your small journal. So, and it was this one. So with it popped out, I didn't have to try and have this one pass through it or anything. So this just went straight up through it. That wasn't too bad at all. So that's that. We're apart. We're totally apart. Lots of bent push rods. Lots of broken valves. We've got them somewhere. There's a valve. There's lots of them. I think we've got 4 in total that are broken. My favourite piece of carnage so far is this piston. Yeah, number 4. So what's happened there, just for funsies, is this valve is broken, flipped upside down, and as that piston has come back up at it, it's punched that, put a hole in the piston, and just wedged that up against the top. And that would have stopped the motor, I guess. That's why I didn't do any more damage to the cylinder walls, because the cylinder walls are pretty well perfect. So that's also very interesting. Anyway, she's a rebuilder. We'll move on to the rebuild stage, I suppose. We'll get new lifters, and probably I'll throw a bigger cam in there and all that sort of stuff. So that's the engine torn down. From here, it's actually a couple of days before Christmas right now. So we're going to have to get it into a machine shop. I haven't chosen one yet, so I've got to do that yet. We'll get into a machine shop first up in the new year. Get everything machined, get pistons ordered. I will make a silly decision and buy a big camshaft that requires a tune. So that should be awesome. And we'll get this bad boy back in the car and we can take it for a spin. From what I've seen, if you just cam one of these things up and put a decent exhaust on it, we should make about 400 wheel horsepower. That's pretty astonishing if you ask me. In a street car, that's pretty wild. Lucky it's 4-wheel drive and those Brembos. So that's that. Engine torn down. Thank you for following along. Yeah, next up, machine shop, I suppose. Let's let it rip, eh?